ใช่ Yeah, talk. Can you do a quick test run? I just talk to the top. Can you talk to the mic test us? No, that's gonna be way too low. I can't even hear you, so. Yeah, no. Don't worry, we'll have to. Just talk to the mic and see if you can, because then they'll write a comment. Say, can you hear us?
We can turn down the house music.
Oh, sure. Oh, I think they're here. Yeah, Jeff, we're good. Go.
Check some video out here.
If you're good, back away from the sun. You're good?
Well, they want us
I don't know if you're good, and then they're
we don't know. We're waiting for someone to tell us they hear us. It's on Twitter. On Twitter, YouTube. On Twitter, you can retweet it.
Tell them to turn the music down.
Yo, congrats, brother. Thank you, bro. Yo, that's awesome, man. Congrats on what? I missed was having a baby. Baby gonna drive you crazy. I'm missing you, bro. Wait, do you know if you have a daughter?
I don't know yet. We have the envelopes.
What you hoping for?
All right.
Nah, I got a daughter.
We are live now. It's Blue Christmas. It's been a while, but thank you so much for coming down and listening to us talk about NYCFC. I'm Mike Andrew. I'm from Blue City Radio. I'm joined up here by...
Oh, I was so anxious to introduce myself. My name is Trey Fillmore from Blue Balls Podcast. Thanks everyone for coming back. Ryan Starr with Blue Balls. So happy to have everyone here. Mike's the podfather, and he's going to be leading everything, but I'm so happy to be back. We have a little bit of feedback. We have a lot of tech happening, a lot of wires. Stuff is moving. Stuff is happening. I have a drink in my hand. Everything will be okay. So this kind of night is, we're going to talk about NYCFC. You guys can fucking hang and be here and give us feedback about our opinions, because normally we do this in rooms by ourselves. We're happy to have you guys, happy to meet, happy to chat. We'll have a lot of chatting after. We'll have an intermission. While we are doing this, feel free to buy raffle tickets. In fact, we might force you to, and feel free to get a drink and feel free to talk amongst yourselves. There's that feedback. We love it so much. And we are just gonna have 7 different podcasts. The hosts of all of them coming and talking and giving opinions. Okay, I'm done. Mike, keep talking.
Sanchez.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Blue Christmas! I think I said that wrong. Shout out to Mike Andrew, the Podfather, for inviting us in. First timers here. You always remember me first. Sometimes you remember your last. Buy raffle tickets. I will be judging you if you do not buy raffle tickets. Someone asked if they take Venmo or any electronic payments. Is there?
No.
No.
Cash is king. There's an ATM downstairs. Pay that $2.75.
Yeah, first time for us to co-sign pod here with Justin. Appreciate the opportunity, Mike. Great to share the mics with everybody here.
You went too fast. Now here. Daniel, City Boys, live streaming, share. Glad to be here, guys. Excited. And I won't break the mic again. I'm sorry.
So bunch of topics we talked about, we would want to talk about and just get your thoughts on them as well. I think the first topic we were going to take a tackle on was, did anyone have a 2023 NYCFC MVP? This was a bad season, but there was some starlight.
Oh man, we gotta fix that at some point. And yes, of course. Is that better? Ooh, that's much better. What would we do fucking without you? I swear. My 2023 MVP of NYCFC. Firstly, shout out to the people watching live. We got people watching live from home because this is the future, baby. This is how we do it. I want to say. It's the fans. No, my MVP is Nick Cushing. I actually do. I do have very strong opinions, as we all do, and that's why we're here, about each player individually. I'm sure we'll all give different answers, so I'll give a little curveball. I really appreciate who Matt Freese is. Coming into this club. And I have a specific story of when we were in the middle of the season and in the locker room, I was talking to Matt Freese and he really sought me out. I had never spoken to him before. And he walked up to me because I had my microphone in my hand. And he said, I want you. He said, hey, I'm real. He said, I want you to know, it was in the middle of us losing every game possible. And he said, I want you to know, this locker room is not lost. We are not a team that is given up, defeated. We will stay disciplined, do what the coach says, and we are behind. Each one of us has each other's backs. And I think for someone who is new to the organization, someone who came in and had a starting spot that was not given to him, and he had to eventually earn after that point, to come in and have that attitude, I think is the exact kind of person you need on a soccer team. And then he came in, and then he had some of the best games we've seen a goalkeeper have for this team over the last 4 games of the season. I think is huge, and I want to give a special shout out to Matt Freese. So that's my.
Oh, it's on me now? Jeez, just the easy one, bro. Why'd you go first? That's why you went first, right?
You're gonna agree.
I can't. I don't want to be a little bit different. I'm gonna say Brad Sims.
Ooh, a stadium.
He got the stadium. That's right. Moving forward on that, close to the stadium, but he's also been able to go through all the criticism all year rounds, the good and the bad. He's been hated year after year after year, and somehow he's still getting stuff done and shutting us up year after year. So I'm gonna put this one on him for being the captain that chose to sink this ship. I mean,
I'm gonna go with our boy Tavon Gray from Honestly, there's a lot of draws we got, and people don't put enough on the defense and what the defense did for this team. We had a lot of games where we only scored a goal, scored no goals. I think the defense held us down. And, Thiago Martins, he be having good games, not such great games, but I felt like when Tavon Gray won that spot, he did not lose that spot. And I'm just so proud of what we've seen him grow to. So I'm going with Tavon Gray this year.
There you go.
I kind of want to stick with the defense too, and I was going to say Thiago. But then
No,
Thiago wasn't even that bad.
Yeah, I feel like Thiago was one of the most consistent players that we probably had on the field all year. He had his tough moments for sure, but when you have somebody like Chanot take off, you kind of have to have that leadership role in the back. And that's what I saw from Thiago. And hopefully he can continue doing that, kind of taking Burke under his wing, who's been a great addition for us too.
Cheers.
Yeah. I was going to say Maxime Chanot.
Hey.
Oh.
We definitely miss him. It's one of those things where I think the writing was on the wall that the direction was going in a place that he didn't want, and he did what was best for him. And unfortunately, it hurt the team. I'm not saying it cost us everything, but for the moments that he was on the field, I think he was one of the most consistent people. And that's one of the reasons why I would give him the vote. You can't go with anyone from the offense, unfortunately.
I'm going to jump in and say Maxime Chanot in net rating, net goals added. Goals added is possession value, and net goals added means both the value you add having the ball and the value you take away from the other team when you don't have the ball. Maxime Chanot was the 4th best player in the league at keeping possession, the value. Oh my God, I should explain this better. He was the 4th best defender in open play of any player that had at least 1,600 minutes in the league at defending, at keeping players from being good. And so I think one of the best defenders this league has seen in the last 10 years, bar none. And this year, even as bad as we were, Maxime Chanot was still the 4th best open play player, and that's awesome. I need to stop talking because I'm going to talk this whole night. Also, I took the mic to say we will be, I think I forgot to say, we will be having audience participation too. Of course, it would not be Blue Christmas or a live show from Ryan Sauter if we didn't have you silly, drunk motherfuckers talking live. So we will be doing that probably later once people have a few drinks, and look forward to that. Don't grab the mic.
All right, yeah. Well, Dave is floating. If anyone wants to throw in,
Oh, let's do it now. Let's do it.
Yeah.
It's Christmas, baby.
Yeah.
Don't grab the mic. I saw you, Felix. Felix tried to grab the mic.
Yo, Felix, you've been waiting for this moment. Right here, wait. We're gonna get you guys on.
What we got? Say your name too, and what your favorite podcast is. Don't do that.
You grab the mic.
My name is Joe Chadwick. You guys know me from years on. If you don't know me, you might know my photos from JMC Film Photo. I haven't seen I cover a lot of the sideline stuff, so I just don't talk much. I think honestly, my favorite, my player of the year MVP would be Santi. On a team that lackluster a lot of offense, Santi was the one who kind of was the backbone of anything up front. We had a lot of trouble getting the ball into the box and everything like that. And I think he pretty much was the only one who kind of succeeded with that. Especially once Gabby left, and anybody who was really kind of pressuring any defense again throughout the league. Santi really kind of kept us going. Other than that, Baccarat, he only had a few games, but he really honestly brought a lot of energy. He brought a lot to the team, and I think next year he's a guy who can emulate Tati's kind of role where he really attacks the ball, and we'll see how it goes.
Great. That was just at the limit of how long you're. That was perfect, Joe. We love it. Okay, one more. One more person with their 2023 MVP. I got a hand back there.
Oh, we got a hand in the back. Come on,
Guy in the back.
Felix starts, he ain't gonna stop.
I will not. Y'all already know.
Yep.
Yep.
It's NYCFC Tactics here.
Yo, Will! Oh, I just doxed you. Sorry.
Next year is going to be a big decision for our midfield. James Sands is $1 million a year. Keaton Parks is at $500,000, and he's going to be a free agent. And Perea, if we get him, I hope to God. Of those three, which would you keep for 24 and beyond?
Oh,
We're going into questions right now. Okay. That's a perfect segue because we're actually going to transition to the 2024 optimism rating and kind of get a sense of how we feel this team's going to do in 2024. So I'm going to step out. I'll let you start that answer.
Yeah, and then after this, we'll rotate. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
I mean, I love the sound of my own voice, but we got a lot of important people here.
I got a question first, real quick.
Go
I
ahead.
didn't. Where's your co-host?
Oh no!
I've had a theory for years now that this guy is AI. I've never seen him in the flesh, never seen him in person. Tonight was the night I was told that he was coming.
Jake Beck, who I've been doing my podcast with for 9 years. Yet almost no one's seen him in person.
I'm talking to the man in the mirror.
And Sanchez is convinced that I am both people.
I think you are, dude.
No, I can't imitate how annoying he is.
Do it.
Let's see. I'm gonna try to get him on FaceTime. So you guys, the myth can be busted that Jake is a real person. But thanks, Sam.
Oh, call in. He could call into StreamYard. We'll see him in person.
Great. Okay. Oh, sorry, I forgot the original question. Thanks, Sam.
2024.
Thank you. Optimism. Okay, here we go. Oh, the original question. Okay. Well, it depends. I think a lot of it depends on Nick Cushing, because shout out the outfield. Paul Harvey wrote a fantastic piece, kind of covering Nick Cushing and how he's coached and how it's been different from Ronnie Dyla. Ronnie Dyla, the #1 coach and expected goal differential of any coach in MLS since 2013. That's who we had and who left us, and we have Nick Cushing now, and he's not first, I promise you. What I think has sucked is that under Ronnie Dyla, Keaton Parks was the most progressive midfielder in the league. He had completed the most progressive passes. He had the best expected pass rating. He just was a fantastic player of making defense into offense. And we just started to see how good he could be. Of course, he ran into 2 blood clots, and this was supposed to be the year that he came through. Then we had a coach who had us play with an 18% increase in touches in our own third. That is not good. And the lowest amount of goals scored for, I think, any, or at least us, obviously, but I think almost any team since we started. And it's just been a miserable slogfest that did not allow a player like him to thrive. I think if either Nick Cushing changes how he works, or if David Lee can buy players that make this team a much more progressive team, I would keep Keaton Parks for sure. That would be my pick.
Yeah, I think I'd have to agree. You pretty much hit the nail on the head when you talk about progressive play and building attacks. Keaton is the guy for that. I think we see a little bit of that from Perea too, but he plays back more than we necessarily need him to. I think at times he would more so. If I was to do a tier list of the 3 of them, I'd probably go Keaton, Perea, and then Sands. But for every reason that you mentioned, it'd be Keaton for me too.
Maybe it's because I'm Colombian, but I'm going Pereira all day.
I think what Pereira brought at the end of the season was something that we didn't see from the rest of the team. And I'm not sure if it's just because I didn't go through that same slog that we went through for the first 5 months. But I really enjoyed his versatility. I think he came in and he was able to bring an offensive touch and also did play back and was able to play on defense. So I love Parks to death. I think Parks has played better offensively than defensively, and to me, Pereira comes off more the full package. So I really, really like Pereira, and then him be Colombian, just cherry on top there. So
Excuse me, he's American.
First, I don't know if you know this, but first immigrant, you go by the country you came from. You go 2 generations down, then you can be American. But we're Colombian here.
So that's how Tati will be playing for the U.S. You're the padrino. I'm gonna go with James Dan's getting no love on this one. Come on. I don't say him too. But I think Perea, I just want him, like, a part of me doesn't want to get attached because I feel like he's not coming back. And it hurts me to want to be like, this is the guy we need right here. Like, he's going to be our difference maker for a full season in the midfield. And I don't think he's coming back, and it hurts me because I like him a lot in my field.
With Mike now here, Mike Allen, of course, the legend, I'm going to also leave because I feel like I've been talking too much. And we're going to be rotating constantly for your topic. Oh, are we all? I mean, whatever.
Let Mike
finish this. Oh, Mike, go ahead.
I'm going to be the James Sands representative in the room here. If you think about
what number? What number is this? 4. 4? 5? 5? 4 or 5?
No, it should be 6.
6.
Oh, there we go. Okay, yeah.
Who's the liar?
Is that better?
No, not talk.
Hello.
It is that.
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay, great.
It was
This
5.
is just an example of how smooth this night is going to run. So, No, I'm just saying I'm going to be the James Stan's representative in the room, just because if you remember when he came back over from the Rangers, what he did for this team, like the boost that he gave to this team. Remember the record before we had, how we played before, what he does. I think Pereira and Keaton are great. They're going forward. Pereira's kind of a shiny new thing that we have, so we kind of, we want to use him and see what he can be. But James Sands has been steady for us, and he does these intangibles that we don't really talk about. He's, we don't have this defensive presence that we have without James Sands back there as well. He's a guy who can win the hard tackle and is not afraid to get rough. He slid a little bit towards the end of the season, and I think that's just because he was freaking exhausted from playing so much football, coming straight from Scotland into here. So I think we'll see him rested, relaxed, and he's the guy I'd go with for next year. If I had to choose between the three, which I hope we get all of them. I hope we keep all of them.
Great. Here to talk about, I also agree we should keep on. Here to talk about 2024, kind of what we're looking forward to. We've got some bangers already. We got Mike Allen, who just spoke from Blue City Radio. We got the legend, Glenn Crooks is here. We got Sir Michael Doobie Rocks. You know Mikey Rocks from, what's that name?
The Cool Kids?
Cool Kids, thank you. That's in my head.
The only one we acknowledge is Dave Doobie.
And whoever wants to take my spot as well. Okay, goodbye.
Okay, over here. I'll go in there.
I'll be
I'm older, I get to sit.
And also, that's Mike.
Mike, you sit.
Oh,
Sit. Oh, I appreciate it. Take one of those. Red wine. Yeah, I've got red wine.
Hey,
I've already been yelled at.
sophisticated.
Let him know, Glenn. Class you out here.
Pinot Noir. You got to say it right too.
What do we feel about 2024?
Well, first of all, I want to. There was a couple. I just wanted to comment on about a few things that were said. I'm Glenn, by the way. Trey's partner that's not here, and there was an AI discussion. I hear he also works for Sports Illustrated. Keaton Parks. So I heard something interesting here. Not about whether he stays or goes, but I don't know how you guys saw it, and I've talked about this with a couple of people, but the two surgeries have slowed him down a little bit. So one of the things the club is considering is for him to be more of a sitting midfielder rather than an 8. So that adds to the interest and intrigue as to what might happen next with somebody like James Sands. When you said MVP, who's the MVP? I'm telling you, the absolute first name that came to mind to me was Andres Pereira. Because I know he didn't play many games, but what he did down the stretch, one of the reasons they were poised to maybe get in after that huge stretch of poor games was, I think, because of Pereira. And they're desperate to keep him, like desperate. I can assure you of that. Maxime Chanot, love Chanot. I think his departure hurt. I think he just, he wanted to play. He's still starting for Luxembourg, so he's having a great time. And Chanot was funny, and I got to know him pretty well. And he was, I don't know if somebody, I don't know if you ever heard our broadcast, Maddie and I, but we tell it like it is. We're pretty critical if need be. And Chanot.
Y'all speak facts?
We speak facts. We speak facts, man. We are straight. You have to hear Maddie. Maddie is the typical British dude who is so sardonic, sarcastic, right? Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? But he also, he's never wrong. I mean, he sees things that I never see, and it's really it's really amazing. But Chanot, somebody must feed him. Like, if I say something critical of him, the next time at practice he'll corner me and say, "Glenn, you don't like me anymore." So you made a poor decision. What can I tell you? We told it like it is. But he always wanted to know where he was ranked in the league. Where am I? Top 4, top 5, top 10, top 20. So we would always kid with that. So I really like Maxime. I think he was a hearty soul. Next year, I don't think you can talk about next year until you know who's going to be on the first team. It's very difficult. I thought Marty Edelman's comments were pretty interesting
in support of Nick and Dave. They're coming back. They're under contract, so they weren't leaving. They were coming back. They're under contract, and it's been that way for a while. And but when Marty Edelman said something, you didn't have to read too much between the lines about they're going to be willing to spend more money this year, which I thought was a little interesting. Like, well, what about this year? And so I think it's going to be okay. I think they're going to get the necessary tools. Hopefully another number 9, whether Bakar can get it done. His history of goal scoring is like 1 goal every 4 or 5 games, which is not quite the striker that you need. So I think they're desperate for that area, and the midfield has to get sorted out. I agree with everybody. And by the way, Sands had it in part because this is my opinion. He wants to play in Europe. He was in Europe. Came back, it was the best decision for him because he wasn't playing Rangers, but that's a tough thing. You don't see Tati coming back, you don't see Collins coming back, right? Collins, he's had a rough go, but he's not coming back. They want to stay in Europe, and I think James was in the same mindset. So I think it was I'm not saying he didn't try, I think he struggled this year, and I think he's going to have a rebound year next year, I really do. So I think you'll be able to count on Sands for sure. All right, that's it.
All right.
Thank you. Any questions? Pinot Noir.
We're talking 2024.
What would you like
Right.
to see change?
Changes. All right. I mean, shout to the homie Herb. Herb, he was on our podcast. He mentioned at the beginning of the 2023 season that this season for the supporters will be a season of vibes.
Facts.
And I don't know if we really hit the most fantastic season. There's a lot of shit that went down. Can we curse on this podcast?
You're right there, bro. You're right there. Like, that's not at all.
I watch my mouth. But yeah, so I think the biggest. I think one of the biggest things I want to see is unity. Unity within the stands, with the supporters, and unity in the field. I think there was a lot of bickering. You saw a lot of looking at each other, not, backing each other up on the field. Obviously, there's a lot of changes that need to take place on the pitch, in terms of who's staying, who's going. But once we get that team, I want to see that unity. I want to see a solid, cohesive unit going forth, just like we saw in 2021. You know what I'm saying? They had each other's back in 2021. They were playing for the badge, they were playing for New York, and they were playing for each other. Last year, I didn't get that. I saw a lot of individuals, playing football. They weren't playing together. And the thing that unites us here is you look around outside right now, not everybody's from Manhattan, not everybody's from the Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens.
Jersey.
Jersey.
Let them know, Stan, bro.
Everybody's from different areas, but we out here united as one. Like Wu-Tang, you know what I'm saying?
We like Voltron. We from like Voltron.
Exactly. So that's what I want to see on the pitch. I want to see more unity. I want to see a cohesive team. Somebody we can, get excited for on the weekends. Okay, this is our team. Last year, how many times we're either gonna lose or we're gonna tie? Yeah. That's all we got. If we win, what? Thank God. But we weren't seeing that, so I'm hoping for something better on the pitch than we saw last year.
I can hop in on that. Oh, go ahead.
I just want to take a moment and say that this is, I think that this is the year that there's no excuses, That's what I'm looking forward to next year. Is that last year we had a hard off season, couldn't sign a striker, new coach coming in, new system, everything's going thing. There's no excuses this year. We're keeping Cushing, starting up. There's no excuses about the off season, who we sign, how we can get players out there. We got to start this season, like we need to start a season with some wins and not have to be playing towards trying just to get into the playoffs towards the end. So I think it's going to be a good season just for that reason, because I think there's something to prove now. We felt that loss, we felt that falling out of the playoffs feeling where we are, this feeling we're all feeling right now. Nobody wants that again. So I think next year it's going to be good. Maybe it's rose-colored glasses, but I'm agreeing with you. I think that there's going to be unity on the pitch, I think we've got to bring it together. If we don't, there's going to be some big changes. So with that, I'm gonna step out and get to JR over here. But
I can keep it going though. John Bainey, the Pigeons NYCFC on Twitter.
Got the plug in.
You gotta say something, right? I don't know. But on the unity front, I think it makes sense because how could we have, been that unified when we lost that number of bodies going into last year? You know what I mean? So we've now had a season as difficult as it was to figure each other out to an extent, right? To even if it wasn't translating to wins on the field immediately, it's guys getting comfortable with each other in the locker rooms and practice, behind the scenes, stuff like that. And we sneaky have a core now. You know what I mean? Once the signings kicked in after the transfer window, also obviously coming late in the transfer window, but we got a good core sneaky. We still got Sands for next year. We still got Keaton for next year. We got Risa and Thiago Martins, center back pairing. There's a solid spine there. And a spine that now knows each other better than they did last year. We know who our starting keeper is going to be next year, bar any craziness behind
Did you see the hunger when we played against Miami?
What
the fuck was that?
Yeah. I know. Agreed. And hopefully, one would hope that hunger carries into next season and grows hungrier. You know what I mean? I want to come and starve next year. You know what I mean? We got to come and hot. And we add a couple signings on top of that. And, I don't want to get too optimistic too quickly after a difficult season, but the team we saw at the back half of the season last year after the transfer window with the core we kind of established going into the offseason, we had a couple pieces in the offseason. I think it's totally reasonable to be optimistic about next year. Whether or not Cushing is the guy is debatable. He's here, so kind of, get used to it, I guess. But no more excuses, like you said, Mike. It's we have our squad now. We know who our guys are. We're going to add more pieces hopefully in the offseason. If the front office says they're going to spend, I take their word for that. I hope they spend. We do that. I think there's plenty to be optimistic about in 24.
Yeah, no, I think you said it best right there when you said Cushing, whether you like him or not, he is the guy. And going back to the unity piece, I think the biggest thing between all of us as supporters, as people who are going to show up on a random Tuesday night to listen to NYCFC talk, we all, this is the guy going forward. We have to support him and support each other in whatever our opinion is on that. And so I think just with what you're saying, the biggest thing for us to be Tala is getting hot and Cushing finding out how to win. Because I don't know that he knows how to win. I'm not convinced. I don't think anyone's convinced.
Can we get more specific on Cushing? So I've heard a lot of. I'm asking. I'm a coach's. I've coached for a long time, and I tend to lean towards the coaches because if you're not in the environment every day, you don't really know what's going on. I'm not claiming I'm in the environment every day, but I hear about this, about Cushing, that about, but I don't really hear specifics. So anybody got specifics?
I got
Let's go. Let's hear them. So, lots of hands raised. And then I'm going to tell you what I think. How's that? But go ahead.
You got a mic? Yeah, I got a mic. I'm going to get a fan reaction.
Just the core list of attackers that we have with some of the best used in MLS. Genuinely, if this trio that we have up top can go on a run, you're talking about world beater type of attackers, and you're not getting the best out of that group. I feel like that says a lot about your mentality as a coach. And then you get
it's a fair comment, but say this player specifically you're referring to.
Collis, okay, Santi, and really anybody else you want to throw on the left wing. There's a few of them.
Yeah, and those guys did not get better this year. Correct. Including somebody mentioned Santi as MVP, but he did not get better this year. Right. Yeah. And is that on the coaches as far as from the development standpoint and how things are supposed to get better during the year? I think you have to hold them accountable to a point.
I would say 70-30. And that 30% is the attitude and ego that some of the players may have. Whether
and the age.
Right. But 70% of that I think we put on Cushing, not developing them in the way that putting them in the top 60.
Can we get another fan reaction in regards to Cushing? I think there's a lot to say about Cushing, so I think this is a topic we can't avoid, and it should be addressed. So,
Nick and David Lee, if you're listening, I'm sorry I won't put up there.
I got you after.
And what's the one of our questions?
If anybody doesn't know, this is chopped cheese. So yeah.
It's really just his attitude. Like, we've had enough sample size in that Cushing. Some could argue he cost us the Eastern Conference Finals with some coaching decisions he made and a lot of other things. Like, and he always, every time I've encountered him, he always has like this arrogance that I don't feel like he's really deserved or is entitled to at all. But that's just my opinion. And he's never consistent with the roster. Like, even though we had strikers like Steven Seagal on the roster and he never played them, they would score. You should be rewarded.
Gabe, you're thinking of Steven Seagal.
Yeah. Everybody messes that up.
I'm telling you, the number of commentators that struggle to this day, they all call it Seagal.
Well, Steven Seagal, but
Just call it.
just a bunch.
So here, I'm going to counter that. Look, so he had an inconsistent lineup throughout that, especially that fourth stretch, correct? So here's the tough part about a coach. You need to be able to count on a play. You have to have players that you can count on. Now, you can hold them accountable for that if you want. But the problem with setting a strict lineup this year was that the inconsistency of the players was astounding. And so you're not sure who to put out there each game because one game they're doing well, the next game they're not. One half they play well, the next half they don't. And I thought the conundrum this year for him was, and you notice the lineup stayed set maybe the last, I don't know how many games, but the last 8 to 10 games. It was when Perea came and then kind of locked into a group which included O'Toole instead of Brian Coufret. You could say the signing of Coufret was, it didn't go well.
It had promise.
And it had promise, but he couldn't perform to the level, and you got Kevin O'Toole, a rookie, a second-year player out of Princeton. That's no offense to the Ivy League, but, Coufret was supposed to win the position. And then Moldejan's gone. He's starting for a team that might win MLS Cup, but he didn't get it done here either. He was given every opportunity. Because I've heard this Amundsen stuff too. It's like, he didn't get it done here. So do you want to hold the staff accountable, or was it just not the right environment for that particular player? It's hard.
So I guess I would have a question for you with that. So after, I don't know if this is going back a while. So we were going into that playoff run when Nick was given the interim, and he had a rough form going into the playoffs. And the conversation was really, how much of this playoff run do we take into consideration for Nick Cushing going into next season? He was given the next season. Granted, I'll give you, there's a lot of excuses that you can give for the organization and Nick together. But after that season, he really
kiss the microphone. Kiss the microphone.
He did not.
There you go. Stay that close.
He did not show that he earned another season. So after this season, how long into this season do you give him in terms of making changes before you're ready to say that he's?
Yeah, this is a key season for him, and he knows it. I mean, he wasn't sure that he was going to be brought back. I will tell you this: you might not know this, but before the Montreal playoff game he was told before the Montreal playoff game last year that he would be given the permanent job coming into this season. And I think those kinds of things, if they know that they're going to do that, then it helps your preparation. Maybe you can relax a little bit more. But no, I don't have without a win in 10, is he gone? With first 5, 6. Remember, Dominic Toronto, they were ready to axe him after 6 games. It was close. They were winless in their first 6, and then they won the Eastern Conference, the regular season Eastern Conference. So, MLS is weird that way. But I think he's going to certainly have a shorter leash this year, and I think he would accept that. I think he understands that. I really do. And despite whatever encounters you've had with him, he's pretty realistic, I think.
We got 2 more fans here who want to talk about Cushing.
Cool. I feel like I am.
This is NYCFC Tactics. The one thing that I've always been, the lineup thing, who's available, who's not, that's more Lee. If you've read anything I've ever written, it's more Lee than Cushing. The Cushing thing that's the most confusing for this year is that he stopped pressing. And Cushing on his women's teams pressed like a maniac. Cushing before this season pressed like a maniac. We didn't this year. And that's coaching to players, young players, great on a curve a little bit, but if the Red Bulls can do it and be dickheads for it, get farther in the playoffs than us this year, that's on Cushing to me. That's coaching, that's effort, that's pushing your frontline players to attack the back line, and that's directly coaching. That's not Lee at all.
All right, Mr. Tactics, I have a question. I don't know if you ever broke it down like, no, but Tyler Magno was the striker the first half of the season. You're not going to have a high pressing game with the Tyler Magno
He
playing.
should have been a striker.
Well, I'm just saying.
He didn't register a shot till week 8.
But what I'm asking you,
It's not enough.
I need to put the logo.
What I'm asking is, after the change was made, where Baccarat was a striker or Santi Rodriguez was a false nine, do you know if the pressing stats
It
were?
didn't get better.
Okay.
But that's my thing is, Magno is what he is. Put other players around him. The reason that O'Toole got the start on the left is that he overlaps Magno when he drifts in the middle better, and he provides that left foot. And he also provided team speed. If you even play FIFA or Football Manager, our team speed this year was so low. We specialized in Keaton Parks, James Sands, not quick of feet. Very smart, very good tactical players. But, team speed was the issue. And, I'll give it, that's hard, but that's also coaching to pressurize. That's how you got to do it. And, I think Cushing takes blame for that specifically.
I think that point right there is specifically why when Pereira came into the team, he was such a spark because he brought pace, he brought effort, he brought so much to the team that I think we were missing without Maxi, especially when Maxi got hurt.
He wanted to be here.
And Maxi brought the same thing. Yeah.
Exactly.
No, and no pace means you can't stretch a defending team, and they can't stretch them. They can become more compact defensively. Therefore, you don't have room in front of the back four. All that's true. That I would say I was critical of the fact that this team didn't have enough pace. You couldn't put anybody up top to run him behind. And Baccarat, he's quicker, but he's not the speed answer either. Andrade had pace, but he didn't know what to do with it. So hopefully he's getting better. I don't know. I haven't seen it play.
All right, we are going to take a 5-minute intermission, real quick, just to let everyone reset, refresh their drinks. Thank you so much. And Dawn is still selling her raffle tickets, so let's fill up that 50-50 jar. We will see you guys in 5 minutes.
The audio needs to be a bit louder. The audio needs to be a bit louder. No, it's not connected to the AirPod. I think it's connected to this. Guys, do you hear this audio clear? I'm talking into the mic right now. Just leave a comment if you hear it, because we want to adjust the audio for you guys.
He was probably like maybe when MLS Cup, his face was all over. He was like, oh.
So when I talk right now, the audio sounds better, or did the audio sound fine on when everybody was talking?
You have a
Now, so the only thing is they wanted to be now that's louder. It was fine before. Oh, they're saying it was fine before. I just wanted to make sure the audio.
It's not like we'll be back in 5 minutes.
I could do the streamer zooming soon, or I could just. Why don't I just get it over here? And then. We'll be back soon. 5-minute intermission. Thanks, guys.
We're about to go to the next.
Why does he look like a model for? Why he look like a model? Why he looking like he should be at a photo shoot?
We got another topic coming up, but
That's the most Californian I've ever seen you.
You're barrels for days out there, bro.
All right. Welcome back to Blue City Radio. Welcome back to Blue Christmas. Welcome back to
Audio's good.
Yes. What is going on? Danny, make sure you got everybody on the shot.
Yeah, everybody's in the shot. Everybody's in the shot.
So the City Boys did donate 2 home tickets to the Derby game.
Whoa!
So get your raffle, buy your tickets, get them in there if you want to watch. Where are your seats?
Supporter section. So.
And we ain't giving up those messy tickets.
That is a topic.
Oh, it's not the next topic.
All right, so the next topic that was mentioned earlier, NYCFC. You can see the construction is starting in the area around Willets Point. So renderings are out there. Just curious what you guys or what the supporters want to what they want to see in the stadium, what they thought of the renderings. But I think Yusuf's going to start the conversation.
Yep. What's good, everybody? Hope y'all drunk a little bit. No, the stadium has been obviously a dream. Sometimes a little far-fetched, it felt like. But I felt like the day it happened, the whole day was just everybody was just grinning. Just straight grinning. Because it just felt like we did it before New England, and New England was supposed to be getting theirs. We were told we were never going to get it, and now we're getting it. And it's just a feeling of we're finally getting somewhere where we're going to establish our permanent culture. Because I think we have roughly a city versus Yankee Stadium culture, and it changes obviously depending on like who's in the stands and where we're in the stands. But with this, you can have everything is permanent. And if you think this feels like I'm going somewhere where 20 years from now, 30 years from now, something that I left there can still be there. And the thought of that is just amazing. I know, so a little bit of an inside baseball on the stadium. I've had those plans since 2016 in my phone. Some people here, so I've seen them since back then. I want to say with the team behind the stadium, trust that they'll get it over the line, because the team that blocked it the first time is the same team. I got you. So they're they're well known within the city. Like they have all the connects that you need to have to get something like this over the line. When you go to these community board meetings, don't treat them as like they're the ops essentially. Trust me, they're working behind the scenes on all the legalities and stuff. It may seem like oh, they're just blue collar people. No, they're with it. They're with it. So for me, the stadium just represents that. It represents longevity. It represents home. It represents also something that we can do within the community. I know the team. That's a big part. And I know Sanchez has spoken highly of this or has spoken a lot about this. The stadium still needs to respect the community that it's in. The team also still needs to respect the community that is going to be a part of. Regardless, I don't know if this means that their offices move there, that the stadium becomes open for community events 24/7, but if it's just open year round for the community, even better. Because I would say this, I'm from the Bronx. I grew up I grew up not that far from
Yankee Stadium. The way Yankee Stadium came about was a little shady, and we all know, if you've been around, you know that story. We lost the park. I know we gained one, but it really wasn't the same. They promised a whole bunch of stuff. It wasn't coming through. So us having the stadium the way we're having it is new, it's different. A lot of the homes around it, that's my biggest thing is, what is it gonna do for everybody around the community? The stadium is cool, but let's still be part of that community. Like, Queens is dope. As someone who just moved there recently, it's dope. So let's just make that our home.
I can't agree anymore. And for me, it's the excitement of, like you said, the longevity. Like, I look at my daughter who's 1 year old. This team is going to grow with her. Like, that is the future. And the fact that in 5-6 years, I could bring my daughter to a game, and it's just like, this is the community we built. And that's what's so exciting to me. Like, it's not just like, we went to a Red Bull game and there was 5,000 fans. No, we went to our home field and it was fucking lit. And she's gonna remember that game. So for me, that excitement of what it could be, the history of that. It's not just there's a team playing in Yankee Stadium. It's a team that has a home in Queens, and it means something to this community, and it means something to all of us. And now we could pass that on to our kids, and it just keeps going and going and going. That's when you build real fucking history. So for me, the stadium gets me excited. But one thing I will say is, take that pigeon off that damn stadium. I like the pigeon. I like
That's a big ass pigeon.
That's a big ass pigeon. All right, but
my favorite thing about the new stadium is that big pigeon on the side. Big birds on it. Yeah, big birds on it. Me and Keegan. In all seriousness, though, y'all are right. Like, the community and the ownership of it is what makes it ours. That's what separates us from the Red Bulls who pretend to be from New York and do it from afar. You know what I mean?
Fuck the Red Bulls, man!
The fact that, to go back to the first point, that we're doing it the right way, you know what I mean? That we're trying to engage with the community. We're trying to engage in the areas that we're actually going to be calling our home. That's what separates it, because that's what makes the club ours. You know what I mean? That's not like, you don't want to just plop yourself anywhere and just try to establish yourself as the neighborhood. Like, you gotta actually do it, and that's what we're doing compared to what other clubs are doing, where they just throw a stadium anywhere and hope for the best. So it took time. It's still taking time. It sucks. 2027 feels like a long way away still, but you know, knowing that we're on the path of doing it the right way, and we got actually a date on the calendar these days is pretty sweet. So that's what I'm enjoying about it.
If I can just say one thing about the, first of all, I'm here, wild bender out of California. You know?
We can tell.
Wild waves, you know, barrels for days, you know. But listen, the reason I want to talk about the stadium is that the thing that I wanted to talk about was I saw the latest renderings. The smokestacks were at the top of the. Anyone else see this? This is the top of the supporters section.
Don't like it.
It's on, right? Wait a minute, close up.
Yeah, that sounds a little low.
All right. Well, smokestacks, top of the supporters section. I think, just living out in California, it's just it's conspiracy that they don't want us to smoke weed in the supporters section. They put the smokestacks.
Yo, we still lighting. What you talking about, bro?
Yeah, but the smokestacks are at the bottom, right? The smoke goes off, we can kind of hide it. But if it's at the top, any smoke that's below the smokestacks is clearly weed. So I'm just saying, we need to maybe get that out there. If we have any kind of fan input, we need to get on top of this. Get the smokestacks down back on the field.
Is Andy here?
Where's Andy?
He's in Greece.
Oh, well, that's not good.
At least I'm all what? It's not as exciting as this.
I think part of this was to talk about wish list type of things. So I'll circle to the wish list. I don't know if you can tell, I enjoy eating. I'm a fan of food. If you can't see me, I'll turn to my side and you can see double me. I just hope it's anywhere close to the City Field food. To me, that's a big part of it. I want a lot of food.
Yeah. Let's get some fan feedback on. Are we doing stadium, or are they doing any questions or stadium?
You gotta turn it on.
No.
Don't hand them the mic.
Wait, turn it on. Yeah, turn it on. Bilal will talk for fucking years.
You know, I'm only gonna keep this to 5 minutes, bro. I heard what you said. All I know is that I'm gonna be the most energetic 51-year-old when the stadium opens. I'm really happy about that. I'm extremely happy about the fact that us as supporters, everybody in this room, we finally have a home, right? Didn't happen in the Bronx, it's happening in Queens. And I'm just really happy that we finally have our imprint, our home, our building, our edifice in the 5 boroughs in New York City. As far as like what I want to see in the stadium, I want to see everybody in here going crazy. That's what I want to hear. You know what I mean? I want to hear everybody going crazy, losing their voice. I want everybody 90 minutes on their feet supporting this club the way we should. It's the greatest project that Queens has ever undertaken, in my opinion. We're creating a whole new neighborhood. It's going to take me an hour and 15 to come from the Bronx, but you know what? I'll take that ride only NYC is playing, you feel me? So,
hey, Felix, I have a question for you.
What up?
So,
I'm not moving to Queens, bro. That's what you're asking.
For those that don't know, Felix is on the leadership team with the Rail. Have you guys, as one of the official supporters group, have you guys been in communication with the team with regards to?
Woo! I heard that.
With regards to stadium choices, design, anything?
Yeah, but I really can't talk about that.
No.
What I will say is that it's going to be a place where we really are going to enjoy ourselves, where we can really be ourselves and be the supporters that we are. I have to think we have the greatest supporters in the entire league, and that's a fact. You know what I mean? That's a fact. So for us to finally have that home, it's going to be a beautiful thing. I may have to shed a tear or two like I did in Portland, but you know what? It's our home, and that's what it's going to be. And I'm here for it. I hope I live long enough to see that stadium open. That's all I got to say.
If I could for a second, let me take my glasses off to be serious. Listen, I was a big proponent, Mike knows, of like the Bronx plan. I really wanted the stadium to be in the Bronx, but what I'll say is that what has come out of this particular plan is really intriguing and really it makes me enthusiastic about the future of this club. And I think the fact that basically like not only is this club building a stadium within the 5 boroughs like they promised, but like more to the point, like you said, like they're building a neighborhood. Like they are legitimately building a neighborhood within Queens. I think that's like super cool. It's not just going to be a stadium in a parking lot next to Citi Field. This is going to be something that's going to be, there's going to be hotels. There's going to be a new school. This is going to be a legitimate new neighborhood within Queens. I think it's like super exciting, and I'm all for it.
Hold on, we got one over here in the back.
Hold the mic. Don't let him
No.
We got it.
My name is Chris. Salute to everybody, to the NYCFC family. Just gotta say, we can't stay complacent. The Red Bulls are coming back next season. They're looking to load up and lock up. We gotta load up bigger and lock up bigger. Lock down, as I say in my hood. We're gonna say, shout out to Gotham FC, to the ladies. City proud, but that's the standard that they set. We gotta keep setting our own standard up. We can't get complacent in this. Welcome to Queens. I'm from Queens, so I'm sad for the Bronx. I really am. You guys are always gonna be in the history of this club.
Oh, facts.
You guys started it up. You guys put your sweat, tears, and blood into starting for Yankee Stadium, and we're always gonna appreciate that. Just want to say, shout out. Before I start yapping, I just want to say, man, we stay together. We gotta hold it down, and we gotta also realize that a lot of free agents don't want to come here because we don't have the stadium. So I do want to give that slack to David Lee and Nick Christian, because it is a hard situation to present to an aspiring football player, especially someone that wants to go to Europe. But with the stadium comes more opportunities, and now we could lock down the biggest free agents in North America. That's what we should be aspiring to. We have the city, we have the culture, we have the supporters. We're gonna have our home soon, and players come to New York City. That's what we're talking about.
Where are you from in Queens? Wait, yo, I'm from Elmhurst too. What block?
Oh, let's go.
I'm from 80.
Were you there?
Ooh, 78. Which side of Broadway?
Roosevelt.
Oh, La Roosevelt.
La Roosevelt.
Why didn't you go to the live podcast they did on the street?
Oh.
Which one was that?
The one you guys did on the street.
Oh, the one we did?
Yeah, you did it on the street.
Oh, shit. I was there for that?
Yeah, bro.
I don't remember. Yo, shout out to Elmhurst, though. Yo, I want to talk about the stadium real quick because as a Queens native, I love the fact that something's actually going to happen in that neighborhood besides the junkyard, which I have family who owns a junkyard, mechanic shop in that area. I have frequented there my whole life. Matter of fact, that's where you get the inspection on the low, you know what I mean?
If you know, you know.
For the next 2 years. You know what I mean? That's where you go. I'm just throwing that out there. You still got time. You still got time. But as a Queens native, I love the fact that we're getting a neighborhood there. Much needed housing for the area. Queens is very overpopulated, and I really appreciate the fact that out of this, housing is being built in my neighborhood. And hopefully it's a little bit more affordable than average medium income pricing stuff, variable stuff that I was looking up today myself. That's not affordable, but that's a topic for your local councilman. I mean, I'm working over there for you. As a stadium itself, I'm really intrigued about the whole community center aspect that they're trying to incorporate with this. How truly accessible will it be when the stadium is not in game day use is a question of mine. Is it just like a front? Is it just really what they're saying now? Or hopefully it actually is ran like the local YMCA or the Boys and Girls Club that I used to go to, or some of these other, or like NYC Park, the parks people that used to do the summer programs in the playgrounds in the summer. Like, is it really going to be like that? Because something like that would be very beneficial to this neighborhood, which is the home of 189 countries in the world, like residents from all over the world live here. So I think as a stadium, that's what's interesting me. And the cafe, like that little cafe lounge thing, like that could be very interesting on non-game days. Have coffee in the area. You know, I'm gonna try to apply to live in those housings whenever that's available. Imagine where you live at the yard. That's where I live. I live in Etihad Park. You know, so I really I love the Bronx. I wanted the stadium to be in the Bronx. As a person.
What did you say? You know the Bronx. What was that for? Yeah! Woo! Let's go! Yes,
all right, we're gonna do. You got one more?
Nah, I was gonna say just up to 163rd.
Oh, that's it. The gentrified part of the Bronx. The gentrified part of the Bronx, right?
All right, we're gonna start doing the raffle right now. First raffle going on is, what is this?
The Sean Johnson autograph picture.
Sean Johnson autograph picture. There we go. High prize right now.
Donated by our very own Yusuf from the NYCFC Forever Podcast.
There we go.
He says he doesn't want that treacherous. That's really the reason why he gave it up. Oh, that was you? Yeah, Yusuf. Oh, Yusuf. He said he doesn't want the treasonous.
Trey is doing the raffle. I'll put this ticket up front.
Shut the fuck up and look at your orange ticket.
All right, everybody, look at your orange ticket. The number is 383103. Again, the number is 383103. Do we have a winner? Well, we need to have a winner. Yes.
We'll talk about it later.
Yeah. Make sure he's not lying.
That's
joking.
We have a winner.
We are good. Winner. Next raffle we have is, what do we have next?
The Apple Season Pass.
Apple Season Pass.
Sure.
Apple Season Pass.
Sure.
You never got the shirt for Apple Season Pass shirt, just as coveted as the Apple Season Pass itself. What a great prize. We are raffling the ticket right now, and we have, the winner is 383083.
383-083.
Is it the Messi or without Messi?
Yo, Bernie.
383-083. There we go. We have a winner. He is coming up.
He bought his tickets right after me.
No, you're good. You're good.
We trusted. Did we? Oh, keep that table.
There we go. We are confirming.
He already took the prize.
You're good. NYCFC fans don't lie. What do we have?
J-Lab had in-ear headphones.
Oh, J-Lab headphones, but it has an engraving of NYCFC's logo.
I actually own a pair of those, and I will say the audio quality is not bad. It's pretty good.
Fire quality. Let's go. Let's see who won this one. This is a good one right now. We have 383-177. 383-177. Yeah!
Can you go front row?
Let's go.
We have to say thank you to NYCFC. They donated those to us.
Awesome. Yes. Congrats. What do we have next?
That's the Pod 90 Pod 90 prize match.
That's the $50 MLS.com.
Yo, shut up.
Gift card.
It works. What is it? Explain it.
That is a $50 MLS.com gift card with a bunch of goodies in there, including a Talis Magno rookie card, a championship season Topps card, and a few other stickers.
Yo, why didn't you tell me this before, man? I would have bet on that. Raffle right now. Okay.
Those Cyber Monday deals.
Okay. 383-076.
It's her again.
Do we have another winner? 076. No. Oh, we have a repeat winner. Danny's been doing bad directing. It would be nice to see the winner, but it's okay. Congratulations, we'll see. What was that?
With your emails, so we can forward you the gift card.
Oh, we will get your email contact.
Unless you want to donate to me, I'll take it.
Next prize? Fanny pack. We have a fanny pack. NYCFC fanny pack. Here it comes. Okay, the number is 383-171. 171. Fanny pack. It's him again. Oh! Wow. 171. Cheers, another winner. You can put your headphones in the fanny pack.
I'm mixing it up. I swear. I'm mixing it up.
Trey from Blue Balls is in cahoots with her. We are watching him closely now.
It's great to have it win anything.
Okay. What's the next prize? What's the next prize? Oh, an unbreakable NYCFC cup. Courtesy of John Beatty from the Pigeons. Oh, God. Okay, 383-110. 110. If it's the same person, Trey, you're cheap. Yes, we have
Someone different.
Someone different. Congratulations. Yes, 383-110. Yes. We're not done with the raffle, right? Derby tickets. Okay, the final one. Hudson River Derby tickets. It's a big one.
No asterisk.
Let's see NYCFC win against the New Jersey Red Bulls. What do we have?
Facts, baby.
Facts.
Okay, the big winner, 383-183. 183. 183.
Come on up, it's all the same person, so it's got to be someone. 183.
See what happens when you don't buy raffle tickets? You can't.
Oh, we got one.
Make sure we get your email.
One of them reads 183.
183. One of the. I believe you.
First one to
Yeah, there
show
you
up.
go.
Thank you so much for participating.
I think that's all.
Yeah.
So new segment.
New segment.
Okay, new segment talking about tickets.
I'm in. Tag me in.
Yeah, so I'm gonna get out of the stage right now. So talking about tickets, Messi effect, overpricing the tickets. Let's get some feedback. Maybe this is more of a fan feedback right now because there's a lot of emotions right now. But yes, I'm off.
Cool. I don't want to talk about this, but I don't know what else to talk about. So,
Oh, wait, we got a fan question.
oh, cool. Fan question. What is it?
Who gets a statue, hypothetically?
Who gets a statue? This is a great question. This is a fantastic question. Who gets a statue? I know we all have our own opinions.
Maxie.
Okay, obviously Maxie. Everyone shut the fuck up. We'll give you the microphone.
Felix.
Here we go. When you're asking this question, the assumption and that everyone seems to forget is that this is imaginary. There is no limit on statues, and no one's actually paying, and these things are not actually going to happen. So don't worry about it. You can have your own opinion.
Statute limitations.
Statue, yeah. No, that's too on the nose. So I was going to say is, firstly, don't be a serial sexual harasser. Secondly, don't worry about it. I'm talking. So, firstly, I saw on Twitter, I was talking to someone, and someone said that if you have not won more than one championship, you should not have a ring of honor for your team. That is dumb as fuck.
That's why the Rebels took theirs down, I guess, right?
No, I mean, Sanchez, you need to remember, only 7 teams have won more than one championship in this league. And I think that there are a lot of very good players that have either won 1 or 0 championships that have represented this league extremely well and have been on very bad teams, and it's not their fault. Let me fix this. Hold on. I'm 4, so mute everyone else. Because who wants to hear them anyway? Okay, there we go. I think it's really important to honor the people that brought us a championship. I think it's really important to honor the people that have honored this club and its community extremely well. I think, firstly, Maxi Morales, of course. Firstly, the statue's cheap. You need half as much. Also, someone that I think it's important that he values New York City as a second home, as a new home. He has his son. He has had his son play here. His son is like he really values being a member of this community. Secondly, I think you have Alex Callan's just a picture. I think people forget that statues don't have to be people; they can also be moments. And I think Alex Callan scoring the winning penalty, that last shot, have his leg fucking extended like a motherfucking Grand Prix. Sorry, ballet, baby, she got it. So we need Alex Callan's statue. I think, and people are mad because they took one quote out of context from Sean Johnson, and you motherfuckers need to get over yourself. He won us a championship, and that motherfucker deserves a statue for this team.
No way.
Yeah. Sorry. Okay. Well, whatever. Okay. I'll have fun and appreciate people. You guys can do whatever you want.
His comments when he left.
He said one thing out of context. And guess what? He said he didn't want to play at a baseball stadium. Guess what? Me neither. Neither would you. I'm sorry. I'm not going to hold that against him.
Drake could build the statue.
Jesus. I'll build it myself. Damn, out of your tears. Okay. Then I think what people forget, and you'll agree with me, Doobie, you know this, is that the best player in the MLS Cup was not Sean Johnson. It was Maxime Chanot. He was the best player on the field in our 2021 final.
Yeah.
He was one of the best defenders in the league throughout his commitment here. And obviously, we all know from his comments, you want to talk about comments leaving the club? you're with me. This guy cares about this team, and he'll be back. And he is NYCFC, and that's Maxime Chanel. And I think those are my statues, personally. I think
just to be by the curve, we were very close with Lucy Radio to getting him on the show right after he left, but he decided against it last minute.
Yeah, you know.
Maxime Chanel. Maxime.
No, dude, you know I love you.
So.
We're going back here. We're going back here.
Wait, we got what? Duran can hold the microphone because he's been at every Blue Christmas since what, 2017, I think? Allegedly. But kiss the mic. You got to eat that mic, I swear. Like it's a cheeseburger, I swear.
What's going on, guys? So, in terms of statues, I could gladly say everything that Trey said is, you have players who have built a legacy and have done the absolute most for the team. But there's one player that I can absolutely say has given us everything and nothing at the same time. And I would have to say George John.
Yeah. Great. Who else is with me here? Go ahead.
All right. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
I want to side with JR what he said earlier, but I don't know if I want to be the one who defends him. So I'm gonna not go that route because I have a pretty decent argument.
No, you don't.
Bro, I'd execute 2 interns for a fucking David. That would be another.
I'm definitely not going that way. I'm definitely not going that way.
I got one left. Thank you.
All right, but I think. What do you think about the moment of Ronnie Dyla post Kyan's penalty kick with the face-to-face moment when with the assistant coach that just left
Physio.
the analytic guy.
Director of physical.
With the moment they had together post-match, like when you said it doesn't have to be a statue, but something immortalized, like similar to what's it through? Han Solo in the wall?
Yeah.
I know you got that. It took me a while because I didn't know it. But something like immortalize that moment, like
Because
because
Dylan is on the stadium wall.
you're on the wall of the stadium, like crying.
Crying Ronnie? Yeah,
crying Ronnie. or the naked Ronnie.
Naked Ronnie.
I was this close to tattooing that.
No, don't do that.
No, for real, I already had an outline. It was just the underwear in black and his body outline. But I think something like that, because the moment of Ronnie Dyla crying is pretty much a reflection of the 2000s fans who were in the section, because everybody who was there or elsewhere, not there, had that moment with whoever was next to them.
Yeah.
You know, that moment of pure joy and elation and euphoria and overrun with emotions. Everybody, whoever was next to you, you shared that moment with. I know exactly the person who was to my right, to my left, to in front of me, to the behind me. I know everybody who was around me in that specific moment. And that's something like the Ronnie Dyla crying is something I would love to see like forever walking by.
Okay, we got a question in the audience, but right before we do that, I will say something we forgot to say, and I feel bad that we forgot to say it. And that is, we all extend. We're talking about legends of the club. We extend our well wishes to Roberto Abramovich. He's been going through some health problems.
He's so heartbroken by the club.
He's
sorry. Go ahead.
That I'm trying to be earnest. That we all wish him the best. He's talk about legends. He's been here since day one, and he's the greatest guy. So I'll give it up to him. Okay, now back to the audience. Your statue opinions.
Yeah, this is less of more of an agreement.
I don't. Okay, you're good.
More of an agreement. Like, I don't know, we're talking about players and Callens and Maxi, but like, I feel like for me, I don't think there's any more iconic image from NYCFC's history than Ronnie Dyla in his pants lifting the trophy. Like that's just, I think that sums it up, right? I think that's a good moment for me.
I would say the only counter argument there would be, man, we got to build a statue for every championship. We're trying to get like 10, 20, you know, how big is the statue?
There's space out there.
Okay.
Plenty of space over there.
Bainey, you got something?
I was just gonna say, yeah, if they're imaginary trophy or imaginary statues and we got plenty of space, then yeah, get one for Ronnie, get one for Maxi, get one for Chino, get one for Tati. You know what I mean? Like we can be liberal with these. Let's just start why not? You know?
I got another one. The team. You know that picture of all the players running off the line?
Yes.
Yeah.
That instead of a picture form, actually sculpted into the facade of the stadium.
That would be good.
Oh yeah. Where the pigeon is from. There's a lot of space. The length of like of a side of a wall, it's like a molding of them running off the line in celebration. The Amundsen's arm reaching out like crazy. He's like, he's not even part of our team, but I still see him there. You know, so I think as you're walking by and you see that, that would be a cool thing to see. Walking by with like a little picture, or a little plaque on the bottom or something.
I think that's important. I'm gonna say, like, I think we have a lot. I think it's important for us to create our own cultures and be open-minded about, but also be open-minded about sharing influence. And like, I was just in Napoli this last week, and they won the Scudetto for the third time in just a few months ago. And let me tell you, like, they have banners still from every single player that was on that championship, everywhere. And they had a whole apartment building with the whole starting 11 from their last game, banners on every window, like in a formation, like it looked like a lineup graphic on the side of an apartment. And I think like that is something we eventually want, right? And I think like what Sanchez is saying, like the idea of building off my genius idea, that the idea of celebrating these moments is I think super important for us creating a culture, and like we should be celebrating. Like one thing we've learned, and you were saying it, Doobie, earlier, is like one thing we learned is like the vibe, like unity, this idea of even when it sucks, like understanding that we can all be together. It doesn't have to be individual statues. I'm shitting on this own question, but we should be understanding that like this is a culture, this is all of us together, and even the players that have left, even the players that are to come, even the academy players coming, and then most importantly, all the fans that have been here day one. Since all you motherfuckers, I see you here, have been here since 2015, like a lot of you, and that means a lot just to see you guys still here. Like it means that we're not doing this for nothing. Like this is a community, and we help each other, we serve the community, and like we should celebrate that with statues. You know what I'm saying? With moments, with stuff like that. That's what I'm saying. I've been earnest
One
for
thing I think of,
it.
just when you think about statues, last thing, when you think about statues, there's also like, you know, in NFL, they have like the Ring of Honor. So there could be like a Ring of Honor and there could be statues. It's like an additional thing that you're.
It's like retired players.
Yeah, there you go. Retired players. So I mean, there's different nuances that you can go with. So it's not just statues. It can be like Ring of Honor. There's many ways we can go with it. That's such another great thing with the new stadium as well.
I think it's a crime. Nobody's brought this guy up. Nobody. And right now. Tati Castellanos.
That's a no-brainer. He's
Yeah, I know,
excluded
no,
from the conversation.
automatic
That's
assumption.
fair.
Golden
That's
Boot,
an automatic assumption.
MLS Cup, without a doubt, the GOAT of our club, Tati.
Facts. It's an automatic assumption. Don't speak fact kings, they don't like you.
We're going to talk about Messi, the Messi effect.
Oh yeah, the Messi thing. Sorry. Yeah, we're gonna sidetrack. Messi.
I'll start off. Glenn, how is it on your perspective of covering the league and stuff? How's it changed for you now that Messi's involved occasionally in the league?
Well, everybody has seen his bodyguard, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Dave's right there. He's mine.
So when Messi comes into an area to do an interview, the
bodyguard checks everybody's equipment before you're allowed to interview him.
Oh, wow.
So it's a bizarre situation. It's ridiculous. It's crazy. It's nutty. I love that Messi's here in some ways, but in other ways, and for the teams that have to go down and play at Dry Pink, you can say what you want. It's not just New York City, but it's an absolute circus. The teams that go down there hate going down there, but part of it is, the club is. James Sands said to me, he goes, the one thing that's crazy is, it's a circus, it's nuts. But I am, and Messi wasn't even playing in that game on September 30th, but Sands was looking to see where he was, where was he seated in his little chair along, so.
Little chair.
So the thing that, here's my final Messi comment, and it has to do with Apple and MLS. The fact that the U.S. Open Cup is not in this documentary, Messi Meets America, I will not watch it. I will not watch it.
Right.
Because that semifinal game against Cincinnati, that they won in penalties, that has to be in the documentary. But it's not, because we assume that the commissioner of MLS is not really fond of U.S. Open Cup. There are rights issues, but you could buy the rights to that pretty handily. And I don't know if you knew that, but I don't know if you've seen the documentary, but you won't see the U.S. Open Cup, which I think is.
Which in the grand scheme of the whole year, it's probably the biggest moments besides his arrival for Miami.
Well, the first game, that's the biggest. They win the Leagues Cup, that's big.
Yeah.
But Messi's playing in this game, that's the thing, and he's and he was a big role. He had 2 assists and he made his penalty, and it was just an incredible game. So to not include that in his Meets America is ridiculous.
I'm not going to say too much about the whole Messi thing. Everyone has their own opinions, and they're not going to change them and whatever. But I will say that I watched all of Leagues Cup, all of it, because Messi was in it, and that's the most MLS, not NYCFC, that I've watched in my life. And I think that says a lot about what Messi has brought to MLS.
I can hop in on that. I think there's a lot of negativity around Messi, which is kind of weird. Like, it's objectively maybe the best thing that's ever happened to this league, which kind of sucks to say about an individual because I care about the league so much. But we always go back, and hindsight's 2020, and talk about the Beckham effect, right? And talk about how transformational that was for the league. As many pain points as we have in the media, or with teams having a headache going down there, or people getting frustrated that Messi's getting so much more coverage than the rest of the league. I understand those criticisms, but I do think we have to kind of step back and appreciate how just monumentous this is for the league. And I think I said this on Blue City Radio last time I was there. The rising tide lifts all boats, right? This is genuinely, even if it's we hear all the DP talk of is it fair that Miami basically gets a stack up DPs and no one really knows what's going on behind the scenes, right? And it feels a little sketchy. In the short term, that's annoying that Miami gets a stacked squad like that. But in the long term, the changes that this is going to make will directly benefit NYCFC, in my opinion. We are a team with an organization that has deep pockets, right? We know that if these rules keep loosening up and this exposure keeps continuing, and we get more basically ability to use the resources we have at our disposal down the line, Messi's arrival, I think, could have huge implications to the success of NYCFC in particular and the league as a whole.
That's what all the sporting directors are hoping for, so that could be a positive effect.
So I want to pose this question, kind of going off of that.
Yeah.
Grab the mic. Can we get him a mic?
Hello? Hello?
Check the board. The board's fine.
Check. There you go. So the question I have with regards to Messi is more back to the supporters, because the thing that we're all seeing is the tickets. All the exclusions that I'm not going to say every team, but for the most part of the league, they're making for the Miami game at home. It feels like you're just treating Miami as a whole on a different level. And I understand there's a Messi mania to it, but you shouldn't just charge. We already have tiered pricing. So we already get, I don't know if you guys know that, we already get charged more for big, quote unquote, big matches. If that already exists, and just put the Miami game exactly wherever that big match is, don't add another tier just for Miami, where people are now getting priced out
just to go watch that match. For instance, like we're kind of in the clear because we have the 300 and 400 that we can just sell. But there's the teams with their own stadiums. They're getting hit hard. Miami, some fans had to give up their season tickets.
Yeah.
So I just don't want to. My question then to you guys is that something that you see like the teams continue to do, or is the backlash that we see now going to kind of force whoever ticket director is to say, hey, we might get some backlash from our regular supporters if we start doing this?
Yeah, capitalism sucks. This all sucks. This is stupid as shit. But this sounds like a Sanchez question to me, honestly. So,
Well, season tickets for NYCFC have gone up year after year, except I think 2021 was the only year that there was a hold on ticket pricing because of the COVID year. But tickets have gone up, and I think next year's ticket has gone up percentage-wise the most it has gone up ever. I think my ticket in session 136 went up $100 and something, $140 till next year. And I actually had to cancel it. I'm like, I'm not gonna pay over $600 for a ticket that 3 years ago was in the 400s, low 400s. You know, so my tickets is going, I don't really know how much the support section tickets have increased, but my tickets as a whole have gone up year after year. And I think now with the Messi effect, as everybody's calling it, Apple TV, the subscription, we got free. What are the chances we get it for free again next year? Probably not. And I heard there was already rumors that the pricing on that's going to go up from the standard $9.99 or whatever it was a month for Apple TV and the season pass. Unfortunately, I hope reading from a lot of the Miami articles, a lot of Miami fans are feeling hurt. I feel hurt as an NYCFC fan because it's like I've literally been a season ticket holder since the day before tickets actually went on sale to the public. I was actually very fortunate enough to be able to buy my season ticket in a whole day before it went on to the public through some access that I was available to. And it sucks because I feel that by the time we get our stadium, like if I'm legitimately gonna be probably priced out by the time we get to our stadium if tickets go up and up and up every year. And it's sad because I feel like the team is very content on building getting new season ticket holders and selling those packages instead of trying to commit keeping the founding members that they so much say they cherish. Because like as a season ticket holder, what benefits does it have? What do you really receive from the team outside of putting sporting aside? What do you really receive from the team that makes it a smart business decision to keep your tickets in the long run? And there really isn't much if you look back at it. It's hard to get away game tickets. The chances of you getting invited to one of these exclusive NYCFC events are very slim. Like I've been a season ticket holder forever, like I said, and I've never gotten like a field pass given to me. Like ticket rep called me like, "Hey, would you like this? Would you like that?" I've never gotten that. It's always been me trying to schnurr my way into something, and that was the only way. It's like me calling like, "Hey, I haven't gotten anything. Give me something." And they'll be like, "Oh, here's this," and it'll somehow be an amazing thing. But if I don't make that phone call, I will never get that. And I feel like just the value for a season ticket membership is going down.
I just think if we're going to really truly use the power that Messi is bringing to the MLS, we need to make it as accessible as possible to as many kids, families, and people who want to come and see the game for the first time and see the atmosphere that we're going to have in Queens. The plan needs to be make it as accessible as possible, and that comes down to all of us in here being as loud as possible. You've seen what we can do on Twitter, the community that we have, or X at this point, whatever the fuck's called. We have a big voice, and I just hope that we all use it and make it as accessible as possible, so that little kids dreaming of watching Messi can have that and fall in love with NYCFC at the same time.
Beautifully said. Great. So we're going to do probably one more segment, and then we'll do a 50-50 raffle, and then we'll hang out, talk, whatever. But the next segment is something that everyone loves talking about. And I'll see if any other podcasters want to rotate in. You're more than welcome to jump in. I'm staying here. I want to talk about this. And that is the topic is twofold. anything on the hot stove, and if you have any specific wish lists as to what you want David Lee to get for us, what you think this team needs, what's a hot stove thing?
Well, what are the rumors that are out there right now?
We got one rumor.
One came out today.
Right.
Like 40 minutes ago.
Oh shit! I gotta check my phone. The as of now, all I've seen, and I believe it's real, is that the striker for Peñarol in Uruguay, Matias Arezzo, is currently in negotiation with a lot of people want him. He is a striker that is short of stature-ish, works in the half spaces, kind of makes brilliant runs behind the lines, kind of like not the opposite of Bakrar. And most specifically, he has, are people doing the 50-50 raffle now? I hope so.
They're trying to go for it.
Yeah. Do it now. It's okay. I won't be minded. That there's a striker that this team is looking at. And from what I've heard, I don't know about you, Glenn. I don't know where you went. But from what I've heard, the team is looking at bringing in another striker, perhaps. I think it's a little shocking that the team, shocking, I don't know, but that the team brought back Cape Siegel, because now, or Steven Siegel, whatever you want to say.
Jason Siegel.
But now that the Israeli league is back, and yeah, we decided to bring him back. I think that's interesting. We got MD Myers chilling out, Golden Boot winner from MLS Next Pro. He's lurking, but the team wants to bring in some more firepower. The thing is I think it needs to contextualize anyone who wants to talk next, is that we will see on December 14th whether or not this league will have a fourth DP, which is huge, which is big.
We need that
for this team, and also this team can buy down one of its DPs as it stands. So this team can make business decisions if it wants to. But considering that, is this the winner of the 50-50?
Yes.
Oh shit, we're doing this now?
Now.
Do we know how much money it is? It's okay, we don't.
Yes.
We do.
$100.
$100.
Yep. So $100 went to that, and then $100 went to
What
pay for
did you
the
ticket?
yes.
Thank you for paying into the 50-50. This is big, dog. I got $100 in my hand, and I'm about to give it to you.
No, I have the $100.
Figuratively. If you have a blue ticket, listen closely. You're about to win $100 if I say your number. The number is. I will say it if you subscribe to my
City
podcast.
Boys.
No. Oh, I have cash in my hand. Oh shit. The number is 9-0. Yeah, I know how to do this. 2.
Oh!
1.
Fuck.
1.
Double fuck.
7.
You went home.
Fuck you.
Roll another.
If it's
Are you shitting me?
I heard Glenn is lighting it after the game. I would like to contribute my winnings to Trey's season tickets for next year.
No.
He doesn't even pay for them.
I'm gonna.
I'm buying fucking shots.
Oh, okay. Glenn is donating. Sorry, sucks for you guys because Glenn is donating the rest of this to cover the rest of the cost for us to have this event today. Shout out Glenn, the legend. I don't know where to put it.
We're not finding a striker.
Deal this. Anyways, so that's where we're staying. Let's do lightning round so we can all go home. It's 9:30. All right. Yeah, everyone. Thank you. By the way. Anyways, what is your wish list? I'm gonna keep it clean, and my wish list is I don't think 10s exist in this world anymore. I don't think we live in a world that 10s exist. And I think if you want, I'm sorry, that's modern soccer. And I think that what we need to do is find someone in the midfield that can play with Julian Fernandez, because I think he is the future. Julian Fernandez is sexiest soccer player that exists on this team and will have a statue if he can live up to his expectations.
Can he develop a rectum?
Who cares? I don't care. So that's my answer. Everyone, yes.
Well, left-footed striker. That's what I want.
Left-footed striker.
Yes.
Okay.
Keep Talus Magno.
Yeah.
Hot take.
He's not going nowhere. I hope so. I don't think he's trash.
Him with Juan Fernandez, we're gonna lit up.
Yeah, I think. Listen, I'm not gonna say he's trash. That's the point. They hate each other, but they love each other. It's a weird
He's not
situation.
that good, though.
Watch him. Look at that man again. Look at that man again. If he's played in the right position with a true striker, he's actually pretty good.
I think honestly, he's the most talented player.
He missed 2 sitters, though, in the Miami game.
Yeah, but he like
He did score.
He
did
like,
score.
We got the audience. What's the audience think? Wish list.
Talus Magno, no Talus
Don't
Magno.
interrupt it. Don't interrupt this guy. He subscribes to my
I'll
podcast.
tell you what I want. I want Erling Haaland for 1 month.
Oh,
not playing.
like Ultimate Team.
I want Leo Campana. That's
I want a left back. I want somebody that could, get in there and help Talus out. That way, Talus doesn't have to come back as much as we've seen him growing to being able to do that. And I love O'Toole. I really do love O'Toole, but Kufre was obviously a failure. And I think we need to bring something in there.
Is that another audience? Yeah, go ahead.
To be honest, I want a right back who can actually cross the ball in. I love Tavon, being a Bronx boy. Elenich is a cool guy, but offensively, we just don't have anybody who, from the right side, who's creating any offense. I think that'll be a big help. Other than Jason coming down the right side, we have nothing. So,
Can we add to the list MLS veteran? Can we do that? Can we have one person? Can we get one person that can rent a car on this team? Papa Pico, come home. Bring that boy home. He's that motherfucker.
I want him to be right. I said striker. Left-footed striker.
All right. Four established veteran impact goal scorer. Established veteran impact goal scorer. That's what I want. Yeah, by the way, Dennis Mwanga has scored more goals this season in all competitions than NYCFC as a team did all season.
That's true. That's crazy.
So LAFC, by the way, this is my big thing with NYCFC right now. Like, we're at a crossroads. Are we going to become the New York Red Bulls, where we're just trying to go young and try to win young and sneak into the playoffs every single year for 14 years, never win anything? Or are we going to be LAFC, who's going to go for it every single year? That's where we are.
I don't think we'll be able
I'm gonna weigh in here. I think that we need to go on a shopping spree. I think we need to bring in some right backs. I think we need to bring in a number 10. We need to bring in a true striker. Bakar is a good second, off the bench guy, but he was never meant to be the number 1 striker there we have. So let's bring in a true striker. Let's bring in a number 10 or a 9.5. That's what we do. And some backs that can get forward and relieve the pressure so that Talus Magno and those guys can stay up and put pressure on the offense. We got to figure out how to score on this team, and that's going to require spending some money. So that's my wish. Bring up that.
All right. So, can everyone hear me? Great. I want to thank motherfucking everyone being here for 2 goddamn hours. It's a fucking school night. We all gotta close our tabs. I get it, but if everyone could just focus literally for just like 4 minutes or less, so all of us can plug our podcast. Thank you guys for coming, and go from there. And if you want to hang out after, take pictures, chill, talk. Justin in the back wearing the blue ball sweater. You better chill. I need a picture of that. Are you still here? Is he here?
Industry fan.
Show it off. Okay, and I have.
Anybody want a Blue City radio sticker?
Oh, this is. You know what? This is actually hilarious. I was about to for Sanchez. Where's Sanchez? Right here. That Jake sent me a voice memo from the plane because he's in the air right now. And guess what? Guess what? I played it while we were doing the last segment, so it disappeared. So I don't have it anymore.
You can't spell air without AI.
But he couldn't send you a video message.
He did. It didn't come through. All right. The most important part. He is on Instagram. Subscribe. The most important thing right now is that my name is Trey Fillmore, and you can subscribe to our podcast, Blue Balls NYCFC, and you can follow us on Twitter at Blue Balls Pod. Thank you very much for coming. I love you guys. Everyone else, plug as quickly as possible. Quickly, Glenn.
NYCFC views as soon as Roberto gets out of the bed, we'll be back on.
NYCFC Podcast. You can follow us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube.
You know the
That's your
vibe.
mother's house. NYCFC Forever POD on all platforms.
The Pigeons NYCFC on Twitter and Footy Banter, the podcast on Instagram and Twitter as well.
So Houston Radio, you can follow us on everywhere you get your podcasts. Get out there and do that. And support all these other ones too, because we're all a family here. Let's all get out and support each other. So yeah.
Yeah, and at Coast County Pod, Adam and Justin, pretty much everywhere these guys listen, we're there too. So check us out and check them out first.
NYCFC at City Boys. But shout out to Blue City Radio for making Get the mic to the most important person of the night.
Like Trey said, thank you to all of you for coming out. I know it's a Tuesday night and it's Manhattan, but we wouldn't be here without you for as many years as we are. And thank you so much. It means so much to us. We want to get one photo of everyone, so come around.
Of every podcaster.
Yeah.
Not you guys.
Wait.
I've always wanted to do the blue balls.
Yeah, just get on the street.
The blue balls closing, if you know what it is. You know what it is?
It's gonna be the
One,
Oh,
two,
yeah.
three. Bye.
I got a feel. You get it?
You get it?
Let's go. Thanks, guys. Love you. Bye.
We're still live.
Let me get us out. I'm gonna get us out. No way, I got something real quick.
Someone turn the music on? Or you like,
Yeah, I got this. It's not really an outro, but StreamYard, yeah. From stage.